We are now in the final stretch of 2022, and with the holidays coming up, the month of December is typically a very high spend month for a lot of people. So since you'll have some higher spending, you want to at least take advantage of that by optimizing your credit card setup to get the most amount of cash back or get credit card points for free travel in the future. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the single best credit card strategy to end 2022, and I'll discuss some credit card options for people who are both team cashback and team travel. And then I'll also discuss my credit card strategy to end 2022 as well. Before I discuss the best credit card strategy to end 2022, I did just want to mention the fact that this video is going to be part of a series that I'm doing with some awesome credit card YouTubers, in which we're all going to take our own spin on discussing our credit card strategy to end 2022, what the most optimal strategies are, and then how we're positioning our credit card setups for the holidays. So I'm going to put the links to all of the other YouTubers down in the description of this video, so make sure to go check out those channels and follow along for our series. So the single best credit card strategy that you should use to end 2022 is going to be a combination of getting the welcome bonus on one specific credit card and then optimizing your credit card setup beyond that. The first part of the equation to this strategy is going to be the welcome bonus. Depending on the credit card that you apply for, it's not uncommon to have a welcome bonus give you a value over $1,000, with some even giving you a value of over $2,000. And the reason that the welcome bonus is the first part of the equation for this strategy and not the second is because of the much higher return on spend that you can get from meeting a welcome bonus as opposed to just using your regular credit card setup. So to explain this further, return on spend is basically the amount of value that you were able to get divided by the amount of spending that is necessary to get that value. To provide an example, in one of my recent videos where I went over the best welcome bonuses for December 2022, I discussed the welcome bonus that you're able to get for the Citi Premier card. The Citi Premier card currently has a public welcome bonus offer of being able to receive 80,000 Citi points if you're able to spend $4,000 or more in the first 3 months. At the very minimum, I estimate that you're going to be able to receive at least 1 cent per point for your Citi points, which would mean that this welcome bonus offer would give you a value of $800. So if we use our return on spend equation, we're going to divide that $800 in value by the $4,000 in minimum spend that is required to get this welcome bonus, and that would give you a return on spend of 20%. But if you're able to be really strategic with your Citi thank you points and transfer those Citi points out to Citi's travel partners, then you can get a redemption value of at least 2 cents per point, which would make that welcome bonus have a value of $1,600. So if you're able to get that welcome bonus value of $1,600, then you'd be able to get a return on spend of 40%. Basically, in this example, the welcome bonus would give you a return on spend of 20 to 40%, which is actually pretty common and is much higher than the return on spend of 3 to 5% that your regular credit card setup would probably give you. But just because a welcome bonus can give you a lot of value does not mean anything if you're not able to meet the spend requirement that is required to get that welcome bonus. However, the end of 2022 and the month of December typically include higher than normal spending, and one of the best ways to hit the welcome bonus on a new credit card is to simply open a new credit card around times that you know you're going to have higher spending and are going to be in a good position to be able to hit that welcome bonus, which is why prioritizing getting a specific welcome bonus is a good strategy for the end of 2022. But if you have already met your welcome bonus, or maybe you're just not able to work towards one at this point, then the next best thing you can do is to optimize your credit card setup. Optimizing your credit card setup really just comes down to knowing yourself and knowing what spending categories you spend the most amount of money in, and then trying to get the highest point multipliers for those categories. To give you all a personal example, I spend the most amount of money in dining, grocery stores, and gas stations. And I use my American Express Gold card to get 4x back on dining and grocery stores, and then I use my Chase Freedom Unlimited to get 5x back on gas stations, which is part of the welcome bonus that I got on that credit card. Dining, grocery stores, and gas stations are typically 3 of the most common spending categories, but if let's say you have high spend in another category, so let's say you frequently stay at Hilton hotels for business travel, then it might be worth getting a card like the Hilton Aspire to get a high multiplier for Hilton hotels. Again, ultimately, optimizing your credit card setup really just comes down to knowing yourself and knowing your spending habits, and then leveraging your own spending habits to getting the highest possible multipliers. So now that you know that the optimal credit card strategy to end 2022 is going to be to prioritize a specific welcome bonus and then optimize your credit card setup beyond that, let's discuss some credit card options for people who are both team cashback and team travel. To start, I'll briefly discuss 3 of the best credit card options if you are someone who is on team cashback. The first credit card that you should consider if you are someone who is on team cashback is going to be the Chase Freedom Unlimited. The Freedom Unlimited does not have an annual fee, and then the welcome bonus on this card is one of the best that I've seen for a no annual fee card, as you'll get $500 cash back and 5% back on grocery stores during your first year if you're able to spend $500 or more in the first 3 months. The Chase Freedom Unlimited will give you elevated multipliers of 5x back on travel booked through the Chase portal, 3x back on dining, and 3x back on drugstores. But the main value that you'll get from the Chase Freedom Unlimited is you'll get 1.5x back on everything, which is going to allow you to go into autopilot and simply use the Freedom Unlimited as your catch-all credit card. Also, as a side note, the Chase Freedom Unlimited can also be considered a travel credit card, and that's based on what cards you can pair this card with, but I will discuss this a little bit later. The next card that you should consider if you are on Team Cashback is the Amazon Prime Rewards Visa card. This card has a welcome bonus of receiving a $150 Amazon gift card, which actually comes with zero spend requirement, so you don't have to spend any money on this card to actually be able to receive that gift card. The Amazon Prime card does not have an annual fee, but there is a caveat to that because you do have to have an Amazon Prime membership, which does cost $140 for the year. In terms of the point multipliers on the Amazon Prime card, you'll get 5x back on Amazon and Whole Foods purchases, 2x back on restaurants and gas stations, and then 1x back on everything else. The Amazon Prime card is a great card to get to end 2022 because a lot of people are shopping on Amazon for gifts for the holidays, and so this is a great way to significantly increase the amount of cash back that you're able to get for your spending. The third card that you should consider if you're on Team Cashback for the end of 2022 is going to be the Citi Custom Cash. The Citi Custom Cash does not have an annual fee, and the welcome bonus on that card is going to be to receive $200 cash back if you're able to spend $1,500 or more in the first 6 months. The main value that you're able to get from the Citi Custom Cash is that you'll get 5x back on your top eligible spend category every month up to $500 spent. The reason that this is so valuable is because you have the freedom to choose that category, so you can basically align your spending on the Citi Custom Cash with whatever avenue you're using to spend money during the holidays. But if you were looking to take your credit card points a little bit further and you want to redeem them for travel in the future, then I'm now going to discuss 3 credit card options for people who are on Team Travel. Now, some of the cards that I'm going to discuss don't necessarily have the best point multipliers, but instead they're going to get a lot of their value from their travel benefits. So if you're getting one of these cards towards the end of 2022, then you're probably going to use that card to try to meet the welcome bonus. The first credit card on my list for the end of 2022 for people who are on Team Travel is going to be the Chase Sapphire Preferred. The Chase Sapphire Preferred has an annual fee of $95, and then the current public welcome bonus on this card is going to be to receive 60,000 Chase points if you're able to spend $4,000 or more in the first 3 months. The Sapphire Preferred will give you a $50 hotel credit for any hotels that you purchase through the Chase portal, so this alone can lower your effective fee on this card down from $95 down to just $45. But then the power of the Chase Sapphire Preferred really lies in the redemption options that you have. You'll be able to receive 25% more value for your Chase points if you redeem them through the Chase portal. But to take this even further, with the Sapphire Preferred, you unlock the ability to transfer out your Chase points to Chase's travel partners, which can get you at least 2 cents per point in redemption value, and basically doubles the amount of redemption value that you were able to get. So I briefly touched on it earlier, but the reason that I said the Freedom Unlimited can be considered a travel card is because if you have the Freedom Unlimited, then you can transfer all the points from that card up to the Sapphire Preferred, and then transfer those points out to Chase's travel partners. The next credit card on my list for people who are Team Travel is going to be the Capital One Venture X. The Venture X has an annual fee of $395, and then the welcome bonus on this card is going to be to receive 75,000 points if you're able to spend $4,000 or more in the first 3 months. This card will give you some solid point multipliers of 10x back on hotels and car rentals booked through the Capital One travel portal, 5x back on flights booked through the Capital One travel portal, and then 2x back on everything else. But then the best part about the Venture X is it can be considered a keeper card because you'll get more value on this card than the fee that you need to pay every single year. You'll get a $300 travel credit and 10,000 bonus miles on your card member anniversary every single year, which is equivalent to $400 in value, which again is more than the $395 fee that you need to pay on this card. Finally, the last credit card option that I'm going to discuss for people who are on Team Travel is going to be the American Express Gold Card. The Amex Gold Card has an annual fee of $250, and then the public welcome bonus offer on this card is going to be to receive 60,000 points if you're able to spend $4,000 or more in the first 6 months. The Amex Gold Card is going to give you 2 $120 credits, which are going to be an Uber credit and a dining credit, And I personally think these credits have a ton of value. And if you're able to get the max value from those credits, then you can lower your effective fee on this card down from just $250 to just $10. Plus, the American Express Gold card has a really good mix of not only providing those credits, but also giving you some solid point multipliers as well, as you'll get 4x back on dining in grocery stores and 3x back on flights. And then the Amex Gold card will also allow you to transfer out your Amex points to American Express's travel partners, which allow you to get the best possible redemption values. Okay, so I just went over the best credit card strategy to end 2022, and then some credit card options that you should consider. But now I'm going to discuss exactly what I'm doing with my own credit card strategy to end 2022. So unfortunately, I'm not currently working towards any welcome bonus, so I'm instead prioritizing part 2 of the best credit card strategy, which is optimizing my credit card setup. For the end of the year, I'm primarily going to be using 3 different credit cards, which are my Amex Gold card, my Chase Freedom Flex, and my Chase Freedom Unlimited. On the Amex Gold card, I'll get 4x back on dining in grocery stores, so I'll use that card for any dining or grocery store related purchases that I need to make by the end of the year. The rotating category for Q4 of 2022 on the Chase Freedom Flex is going to be for Walmart and PayPal purchases, so I'll use my Freedom Flex for any purchases related to those services. And then finally, I'll be using my Chase Freedom Unlimited as my catch-all credit card for any purchases that fall out of specific spending categories. So for instance, I'll use this card for all of my Amazon purchases. In the future, one card that I really want to get to optimize my credit card setup is going to be the Chase Amazon Prime card. And that's simply because I buy a lot of my gifts for the holidays on Amazon. And then going forward, I definitely want to have one specific welcome bonus that I am working toward at the end of the year, because the end of the year is a great time to capitalize on higher than normal spending. Also, getting welcome bonuses was the main way that I was able to accumulate over 500,000 credit card points. So if you want to see my exact journey on how I was able to do that, then go check out this video next. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, Anthony, on to you.